every week, Darren Farwell, or sometimes Leslie McCormick of the Farwell Group, joins us. And lately, Darren's been giving us tips about how we can stand or withstand this roller coaster stock market and not be really frightened. And last Saturday, he gave us 3 tips to control our panic in this bear market. And he's back with us today. And he's at his office, and I'm at my desk at my office because of social distancing. So if you do hear a difference in the air, it's because we're practicing what the world is practicing to beat this virus. And please forgive any glitches we may have. So good morning, Darren.
Good morning, Marilyn. Yeah, I'm looking out over, it's, as you mentioned, first day of spring. It's a beautiful sunny day. At the same time, there is a lot of other stuff going on. Over the last few weeks, have you said, I've been giving some tips on how to deal with the COVID virus pandemic and its associated effects on the economy and your investments. Well, and this week I'm just going to continue with some more of that because it seems quite clear that the stock market's going to have the flu for some time. Now, widows, especially those who became widows recently, of course, may have a few extra concerns with what's going on. And this week, John called me in a bit of a panic. Now, John, of course, is a widower. In fact, this was the first significant market decline he'd experienced since his wife passed away. I've worked with Sheila and John since they moved to Toronto in 1996. Now, in meetings over time and telephone calls and discussion, really Sheila was more the steady hand on the tiller with their investments, but John was always involved, curious, and asked lots of questions. So when he called and we started talking, he didn't seem initially to be panicked at all or overly worried, just as usual, curious. He asked a few questions. He mentioned the last big decline in 2008 and 2009 and how eventually it got better, and surely it would again this time too, and I agreed, yes, it will get better again at some point. But as we spoke longer and longer and I asked a few questions, I began to sense a real apprehension in his voice. After digging some more, he was able to put his finger on what was really bugging him. Number one, John said that he's 72 now, and he doesn't have time for the market to come back. And 2, John actually wasn't even confident that the value of his portfolio would come back at all. So I brought out the history books, because at the end of the day, we've been here before, folks. We've been in these bad times, and they have historically always gotten better. It's only the detail that's different. So the average duration of a bear market, that is a market that's gone down, is 21 months. However, a great many of those down markets last only 8 months or 6 months, certainly less than a year. So I said to John, you're 72. Come on, John, I'm counting on you making it, call it another 21 months. So then we looked at the time to recovery. And that's if you don't have a good financial advisor or someone financially savvy to help you to make things better a little earlier. And the average time to recovery is 2 to 3 years. And by the way, in my professional opinion, because what's happened with the COVID virus was more out of the blue and not a financial imbalance, this recovery will likely happen more quickly than average. So in the end, I ended up saying to John, not only do we expect that your assets will recover and in fact continue to grow over time, but what was kind of interesting was that John's probably going to have to live through 3 or 4 more of these cycles before he gets to his life expectancy. So when we understood the specific nature of his concern and used real numbers and real experience to address, what he was worried about, I could tell in his voice he felt a little bit better. So with that, I gave a quick recap to John of 5 tips to help deal with the pandemic. Number 1, stop looking at your account unless you have to. It only causes stress, and stress causes mistakes. Number 2, have someone to talk to. Maybe a financial advisor, maybe a friend or family member who has proven financial savvy, and in today's environment, maybe make it a video call. Number 3, don't make drastic changes unless you must. Selling all of your stocks now is driven by the same impulse to buy too much toilet paper. Stay calm and carry on. Number 4, make sure you do have enough cash to pay current bills for the next few months. In fact, knowing you have that cash readily at hand in the bank is proven to reduce the stress and therefore the potential for mistakes. And number 5, be prepared to rebalance to take advantage of these low prices that are appearing. It's probably not the time to do that now, but get a plan ready for when the time is right. So John, our widower, had me to talk to. So for him, that was number 2, someone to talk to. And at the end of it, he felt more confident. And as a result, he said he's going to stay calm and carry on.
5 points. I've written them down. I'm going to put them on the website just briefly, but actually if anyone logs on to marilyns.ca by Monday, it should be posted there and people can write those points down again. Or are you working today since you're at your desk already?
I am, yes.
So I'm
here
a
all by
phone talk
myself,
person, and
down in self-isolation at my desk.
So we give you your phone number, and people can have immediate gratification. I'm an advocate of using your time to get answers to questions and to speak to experts, and this is a valuable time because we're stuck at home for the most part. So the phone number I have is 416-863-7501. Am I correct?
That's right.
So I've given it out so many times I have it memorized. 416-863-7501. It may be difficult times and there are challenges. You may not be able to do a lot about the virus except what they're asking you to do, but you can plan your life. You can deal with your finances. You can take charge and you can learn what keeps you calm and what's right to do. Give Darren a call. The Farwell Group will answer your questions. It won't cost you anything, and you can get peace of mind. I'm being very forceful about this because I hear people moaning and groaning, and it's not a time to moan and groan. Take charge. 416-863-7501. Expert advice, and it's never too late to plan for a better outcome.
And it's a
Darren,
great time to make
you.
phone calls because we're pretty much stuck at home anyway, so pick up the phone and give us a call if you have any questions or concerns. We're here to give answers.
I know you are, and I know the whole team is behind you. We all want to help anyone who reaches out. The phone number for Darren, the Farwell Group, 416-863-7501. I look forward to learning more next week, Darren, and thank you for taking the time today.
You're welcome, Marilyn. All the best.
All the best. Stay well.